let's turn to some of our political guests and we'll give you a poll of polls in a moment. We've had the Chanakya poll, we've had Voter Vibe, we've had Access My India. We also hope to get the poll from C Voter. Syed Lareb Akram, National Spokesperson, RJD. Rajiv Ranjan, National Spokesperson, JDU. Syed Zafar Islam, National Spokesperson, BJP. Kumar Saurabh Singh, National Spokesperson, Jan Suraj. I want quick comments from each of you. All these polls are showing clearly a victory for the NDA alliance at the moment. Syed Zafar Islam, are you completely going to sleep well for the next 2 nights? Or are you worried because pollsters have got such a poor reputation in recent times, some of them at least, that you will also have a few sleepless nights? 2 या 3% तो कहीं भी जा सकता है.
Rajdeep, you are a veteran. We are watching you for long and you have been watching me for last 10-15 years. We exactly know what does exit poll mean for us, because we do not rely entirely on exit poll. We do not rely on exit poll at all. We rely based on what feedback we get from our booth level karyakartas. And booth level karyakartas does give us very solid picture, and the sample size is also very large. Unlike the sample size of this exit poll, where they have very small sample size compared to the sampling method we use. So our understanding is that we will not get less than 160 seats, and that is something which we are extremely confident. But of course, this is the number which we are.
That's exactly what just now. That's exactly what a short while ago today's Chanakya has given you. 160. Go ahead.
Plus minus 5, that is something which is always, because we can't be 100% accurate, but based on the feedback what we have, we anticipate that we will get around 160 seats plus minus 5. That could be vary. And based on the reason why I am saying that the Mahagathbandhan, no matter what they say, but the receptiveness in terms of people's eye was always there for Sushashan Babu and the Vikas Purush. So for the Honorable Prime Minister as well as for the Honorable Chief Minister, because they feel that in the last 20 years what they have delivered is something which they can see from their own eyes, that in terms of a governance model, something which is acceptable to them. They are very happy, unlike the Jungle Raj model they have seen. Away from that, they have also seen the kind of development activities which has happened in Bihar. I mean, you can travel from one city to another city in less than 3, 4, 5 hours, which was never even we had dreamt when we were young.
But Syed Zafar Islam ji, the big question is very clear. You're still relying on a Nitish Kumar to pull you through. You don't have a single face in the Bharatiya Janata Party to put forth, despite you being the second largest party in 2020. This election was yours to at least consolidate. This is also an election which will blood in the next line of leadership. And lo and behold, the BJP has absolutely no one.
Well, the Honorable Home Minister, in interview to some of the television channel, has very clearly emphasized that there is absolutely no vacancy as far as Chief Minister is concerned. So where is the question? And there is absolutely no headroom.
I don't think you've got my question.
We have enough number of benches.
Sir, you haven't got my question. Yes, it is Nitish Kumar this election, but in all probability, this is Nitish Kumar's last election for your political outfit, for the Bharatiya Janata Party, who wants to consolidate in Bihar. Who is your face? Who are you going into the next election with? You have a Prashant Kishore, you have a Chirag Paswan, you have a Tejasvi Yadav. Who is the BJP's face, sir?
Priti ji, please have patience. What I am trying to tell you, that we have a huge bench strength. We have now one. We don't have the concern that one face is important or is very popular in Bihar. We have, as I said, we have a huge bench strength, and we can choose anybody when it comes to choosing a chief ministerial face.
Let me get more voices. Let me get more voices in. Syed Lareb Akram. This is almost a replay of 2020, so near yet so far. If the numbers hold, particularly of some of the polls, आप 100 के करीब हैं, but 120 नहीं पहुंच रहे. The magic mark is 122. Do you believe, therefore, the RJD has its limitations and your allies are unable to pull you up? क्या आप मानते हैं, नहीं मानते? Do you accept or not?
नहीं, बहुत शुक्रिया आपका राजदीप। मैं कल पूरे दिन बूथ पर था और हमारे बाकी सारे वर्कर भी बूथ पर थे, और जो सैंपल साइज के साथ ये एग्जिट पोल निकाला गया, मैं बिल्कुल ये नहीं कहता उनकी मेहनत उनको मुबारक हो, लेकिन सिरे से मैं खारिज करना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि जमीन की हकीकत बिल्कुल अलग है, पोलिंग पैटर्न अलग है। और जिस तरह से हम लोगों ने युवाओं को, महिलाओं को और दूसरे जाति, दूसरे खेमे और दूसरे वर्ग के लोगों को हमने एक साथ आते देखा है, ये बहुत रेयर ऐसा नजारा था बिहार के अंदर में, जो तमाम हरामखोर और नकाब, बुरखा, कम्युनल मॉन्गरिंग से लेकर, हेट्रेड से लेकर, क्राइम, गोलीबारी, सब कुछ करने के बाद भी एनडीए की हालत, छटपटाहट आपको साफ दिख रही होगी।
तो आपके
इनके पास
नंबर क्या है?
मुख्यमंत्री,
आपके नंबर क्या है?
वी आर गोइंग टू फॉर्म गवर्नमेंट। हम सरकार बनाने जा रहे हैं और हमारे नंबर बहुत अच्छे हैं और हमारे नंबर चौंकाने वाले आएंगे। आप याद रखिएगा मेरे लफ्ज को, मैं मुकरूंगा नहीं, नंबर चौंकाने वाले आएंगे। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एनडीए के लोग थोड़ी देर खुश हो ले, उनको खुश होने दिया जाए। फैज की वो लाइन है ना, चंद रोज और मेरी जान फकत चंद ही रोज, बस 2 दिन की बात है, उसके बाद जो हकीकत है उनके सामने आएगी।
Arey wow. Okay, we are getting some breaking news. Today's Chanakya, yet another pollster who's been polling for 20-25 years, his numbers are out. He's actually giving the NDA a big win, projected to get 160 plus minus 12 seats, rather large margin. MGB projected to get 77 plus minus 12 seats. So this is a landslide projection. So we've got Pradeep Gupta suggesting a much tighter race. Amitabh Tiwari also comfortable for NDA but in a tighter contest. You've got today's Chanakya now predicting just 77 for the Mahagathbandhan and a whopping 160 for the NDA. That's a big call there, but that is a call that's been done with keeping in mind, of course, his vote share, which is a 6% lead at the moment to the NDA. Rajiv Ranjan ji, ये जो चुनाव नतीजे आ रहे हैं, ये आप किस तरह से देखते हैं? कोई रेस है कि जेडीयू और बीजेपी में कि कौन पार्टी नंबर 1 उन दोनों के बीच बने इस गठबंधन में? क्या ये इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा या नहीं कि किसको, आप दोनों 101 सीट लड़ रहे हैं, पर किसको ज्यादा सीटें आएगी? इज दैट अ फैक्टर?
राजदीप जी, मैं एक ही बात कहना चाहूंगा, यहाँ स्ट्राइक रेट एनडीए के कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स में किसका बड़ा होगा, इससे ज्यादा जो महत्वपूर्ण है कि बिहार में अगर कोई कामयाबी का इंडेक्स हो तो उस पर 1 to 9 एनडीए दिखे, उसके बाद गिनती शुरू हो। मतदाताओं का मूड तो ऐसा ही कहता है, बहुत ही बड़ा फासला हो। ये लैंडस्लाइड विक्ट्री की तरफ ये चुनाव जाता हुआ दिख रहा है। और जफर भाई ने भी आपको कहा, और हम भी कन्वेंशनल जो मेथड्स हैं, जो जनता के नब्ज को भांपने का, उसी को आजमाते रहे। वॉर रूम से लगातार मॉनिटरिंग होती रही है, लगातार अलग अलग जो हमारी पार्टी के बूथ लेवल जो वर्कर्स हैं और हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स के जो बूथ लेवल जो एक्टिविस्ट हैं, उनसे बातचीत के बाद एक जो राय बनी है, वो कहीं से भी 160 प्लस से कम की बात तो नहीं। लेकिन हम ये देखते हैं कि जब एक बार फासला बढ़ने लगता है तो ये फासला बढ़ता हुआ कहीं 2010 की तरफ नहीं ले। सबसे बड़ी बात क्या है, चुनाव
बढ़ रहा है राजीव रंजन जी, जो आप कह रहे हैं फासला बढ़ रहा है, जो आंकड़े एग्जिट पोल में आ रहे हैं और एक्सेस माई इंडिया के ही आ रहे हैं, वो तो दिखा रहे हैं कि केवल 5% महिलाओं में आपको अगर ज्यादा मिल रहा है, तो युवाओं में वो महागठबंधन एक बड़े तरीके से आगे लेकर जा रहा है। और सीमांचल हो, कोसी हो, वहां सब एमजी महागठबंधन एनडीए से आगे है।
नहीं, मुझे ऐसा लगता है आपने टुडे चाणक्य को भी अभी डिस्कस किया, एक्सेस इंडिया का भी आया और 1 दर्जन अलग अलग एजेंसीज ने कल भी अपने सर्वेस जारी। अगर पोल ऑफ पोल्स अगर हम देखें तो ये फासला 5% 6% से कम का तो ओवरऑल होना नहीं है। इसलिए एक्सेस बाय इंडिया अगर ये 2% का फासला दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हम ये मानते हैं कि पोल ऑफ पोल्स यही बताते हैं कि 5 to 6% का फासला होगा और 5 to 6 का सीट कन्वर्शन जो है वो बहुत ही बड़ा होगा। और ये फासला इतना बड़ा है,
थोड़ा डर लगता है। पिछले 3 चुनाव में हर पोल गलत हुआ है बिहार के लिए। जो पोल कहता है बिहार में बिल्कुल उल्टा होता है, थोड़ा तो डर लग रहा होगा, थोड़ा सा।
देखिए प्रीति जी, 2010 वोटर टर्नआउट बेहतर हुआ, वोटर्स फिर उससे थोड़ा बढ़े 2015 में, 2020 में थोड़ा ही बढ़े, वो पॉइंट पे बढ़े लेकिन बढ़े, और 2010 के बाद हर बार नीतीश कुमार के नेतृत्व में सरकार बनती रही। इस बार तो ये बड़ा इजाफा है। और दूसरा क्या सबसे बड़ा जो फैक्टर है वो है महिलाएं जब भी बढ़ चढ़ करके आई, तो वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट के फील्ड में जो नीतीश कुमार जी ने काम किए उसको लेकर आज के फैसले से तो ये एक बड़ा अंतर जरूर आ गया, लेकिन इसके पहले भी आप अगर देखें तो 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020
सर अगर इतना काम किया होता और मैं मानता हूं कि उन्होंने बहुत काम किया है, फिर 10,000 रुपए देने की एक हफ्ते चुनाव के पहले क्या जरूरत थी? अगर इतना काम हुआ था 20 साल में तो फिर 10,000 देने की क्या जरूरत थी? चुनाव के बाद दे देते। ये भी है कि कहीं ना कहीं आपको भी एंटी इनकम्बेंसी नजर आई थी, इस बात से आप मुकर नहीं सकते, ये सच्चाई है। थकावट हो कुछ भी कहे, 10,000 रुपए आपने वोट खरीदी की तरह दिए।
देखिए, आप भी बिहार में घूमे, आपको पता नहीं कहाँ एंटी इनकम्बेंसी दिखा होगा, लेकिन जब आपस में जब बैठेंगे और बातें होंगी आप स्वीकार करेंगे बिहार में प्रो इनकम्बेंसी थी। नीतीश कुमार जी के चेहरे, उनकी स्वीकार्यता, उनकी अपरिहार्यता, ये हिंदी के थोड़े
नहीं, मैं आपकी बात से, that's an interesting point. 20 years in power and you still don't see the anger that perhaps you see against other leaders across the country. Something that Nitish Kumar has done, maybe his persona, clearly suggests that he's not the kind of person that people seem to be easily angry with, which you need for anti-incumbency. But Kumar Saurabh Singh is joining us, national spokesperson. Jan Suraj, you had a question, Maria.
And Rajdeep, which was there in 2020. So that means Nitish Kumar has covered quite a ground in the last 5 years, from anger to what the voters are seeing as a likable leader who delivered and perhaps gave them Bihari Asmita to several Biharis outside Bihar and several other things. But a question to the Jan Suraj spokesperson, did Prashant Kishore overestimate his reach in Bihar? What started as good buzz around him, did it start declining the moment he said that he won't contest? And it will be Jan Suraj the party, not Prashant Kishore the man.
Okay, Maria, good evening and good evening to everyone. And like every other spokesperson, I'll try and speak in Hindi so that when I'll share your video, more and more people of Bihar can watch this and listen to what I'm saying. Maria, first of all, this is the biggest change that I can notice, that you would not have seen more than 3 rows in your analysis since maybe, after 2010. There was NDA, there was Mahagathbandhan, and there was other. There is a new word called GSP which is appearing here. That's the biggest change I can observe. दूसरा, मरिया, आप एक चीज नोटिस आपने नहीं किया है और कई लोगों ने नोटिस नहीं किया कि कल 6:30 बजे तक, इनफैक्ट लंबी लंबी कतारें सीमांचल से लेकर उत्तर बिहार और दक्षिण बिहार के बूथों पर थी। 6:30 बजे तक पोल हुआ और जब मतदान चल रहा था तब सबने अपना जो है एनालिसिस दे दिया कि एनडीए जीत गया। भाई, किससे बात कर लिया आपने? किससे आपकी बात हो गई जिससे ये नंबर आपने प्रेडिक्ट कर लिया दूसरे चरण का भी, और आपने पूरे के पूरे 243 सीटों की एनालिसिस आपने दे दी और आपने कह दिया कि एनडीए की सरकार बन गई बिहार में? अगर ये आपका पैमाना है एग्जिट पोल का, तो देन आई हैड सेड अर्लियर कि एक
सौरभ जी, एक्सेस माय इंडिया का तो अभी आया है।
No, 1 minute. We did not do the exit poll yesterday for that very reason. The exit poll was not done for that very reason. So I just want to make that clear, but go ahead.
ओके, राजदीप जी, एक और बात मैं आपको बहुत शालीनता के साथ कह रहा हूं कि जो भी जनता ने तय किया है जनसुराज के लिए, हम वोट चोरी और ईवीएम हैक हो गया ऐसा कुछ नहीं चिल्लाने वाले हैं। दूसरा, मैं कॉन्फिडेंट हूं, जनसुराज ये कॉन्फिडेंट है। आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू प्रेडिक्ट व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी द नंबर ऑफ सीट, बट मेरा वोट परसेंटेज डबल डिजिट में होगा। और मैं ऐसा क्यों कह रहा हूं? ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ फैक्ट्स, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डेटा। लेट मी पुट इट दिस वे, 1977 पहला चुनाव था जब हो हल्ला के साथ हुआ था, वो साइलेंट वोट नहीं था, इस बार का साइलेंट वोट है। कितना प्रतिशत मतदान हुआ था 1977 में? 50.5%। जब 214 सीटें आई जो है जनता पार्टी को और 55 सीट में कांग्रेस निपट गई। अगला चुनाव 2005, बहुत बड़ा चेंज था। उसके बाद 10 में अपार बहुमत 206 सीटें, कितना परसेंट वोट हुआ? 51%. Next, come to 2020. I'll not waste my time. 2020, again 57% was the vote percentage. What is the number now? It's close to almost 69, 68%. And one figure that you all are missing. लास्ट इलेक्शन में 58% युवाओं की भागीदारी थी, इस बार वो 71% है. I'm putting the record straight here. 13% rise vis-a-vis 2020 to 2025. This is the number you can quote anywhere.
No. On what basis? No, just a minute. On what basis are you saying 13% youth have voted?
Yes.
There is no.
71%.
I knew that this question will arise.
No, but where? The EC hasn't given you the data.
Yes, I'll tell you. We have our own mechanism, and this number I have quoted, this is for first stage. So you can extrapolate
अच्छा,
this
सौरभ
and
जी,
you
ये
can keep an
बताइए।
average number.
ठीक, ये बताइए, प्रशांत किशोर जी ने ये कहा था कि अगर नीतीश कुमार के 25 से ज्यादा आ गए तो वो ये जन स्वराज पार्टी में नहीं रहेंगे या ये काम नहीं करेंगे. हर एग्जिट पोल नीतीश कुमार को बिल्कुल पोल पोजीशन में नंबर 1 दिखा रहा है, ऑलमोस्ट जेडीयू को. ऐसे में प्रशांत किशोर क्या करेंगे कि उनका सारा आंकड़ा गलत निकल गया?
गौरव जी, सॉरी, वो ऑडियो चला गया था. इफ यू कैन क्विकली रिपीट व्हाट यू आस्क्ड.
You know, Prashant Kishore had said in case Nitish Kumar gets anything more than 25, then he is not going to do what he is doing in politics. He'll, what's to the effect that he'll shut shop. Nitish Kumar looks in the best position to win elections and become the next Chief Minister. For the 10th time take oath as Chief Minister. What will Prashant Kishore do should this happen?
Gaurav ji, again with full humility, I'm saying Prashant Kishore has not gone back what he has said. He said हम सबसे पहले अपनी सूची जारी करेंगे, हम किस्तें जारी करेंगे. तो अगर उन्होंने कहा है कि 25 सीटें नहीं आएंगी, तो उन्होंने ये इमोशन के आधार पर नहीं कहा है. मुझे ऐसा पूरा विश्वास है कि कल परसों जब रिजल्ट आएगा तब आपको एक बहुत बड़ा सरप्राइज इसलिए दिखेगा कि आप 40 लाख, जो मैं कह रहा था और बीच में बात रह गई, 40 लाख प्रवासी और उनका परिवार, उनका वोट कोई नहीं जोड़ रहा है, जो पहले छठ के समय में नहीं आते थे. संयोग देखिए इस बार कि छठ के समय में इस बार चुनाव हुआ बिहार का, और वो जो प्रवासी,
माना जाए कि वो सारे प्रवासी आपके तरफ झुक गए.
बिहार में कभी मरिया, पलायन और रोजगार कभी मुद्दा रहा? ये पहला चुनाव है जो अगड़ा पिछड़ा हिंदू मुस्लिम के नाम पर
2020 में जब हम लोग सब जमीन पर थे तो वहां पर हम लोगों ने भी पूछा था और लोगों ने बताया था कि तेजस्वी यादव ने जो 10 लाख अनाउंस किया है गवर्नमेंट जॉब, उसके वजह से उनके फेवर में मोबिलाइजेशन हुआ था. तो इशू था 2020 में बना था. इस बार आप जरूर ये मानिएगा ज्यादा उस पर चर्चा हुई.
लेट मी क्विकली रिस्पॉन्ड. देखो 2015, you remember the exit poll? Everyone predicted that NDA is forming the government. BJP was decimated to 53 seats. 2020, again everybody predicted NDA की प्रचंड बहुमत की सरकार बन रही है. What happened? 37% vote was divided
सवाल आपसे करूंगी. आपको लगता है कि जो जन स्वराज का कैंपेन था वो फ्लैग हुआ, थोड़ा कम हुआ उसकी पोटेंसी, क्योंकि जो आपके नेता हैं प्रशांत किशोर, उन्होंने चुनाव लड़ने से मना करा, क्योंकि वो एक पिवटल पॉइंट था बहुत सारे आपके वोटर्स के लिए कि अगर वो अपना आपको रेस में नहीं उतारना चाह रहे तो वो आप पे कैसे ट्रस्ट करें. गलती हुई है अगर ये नंबर सही आते हैं तो, सिर्फ अगर ये नंबर सही आते हैं तो.
मैं अब आपको बताता हूं. देखिए, बिल्कुल गलती इसलिए नहीं हुई है कि प्रशांत किशोर मेरे लोन वॉरियर थे. उनके आधार पर, उनके चेहरे के आधार पर, उनके विश्वास के आधार पर हमने 243 सीटें उतारी, और हमारा कोई भी कैंपेन हेलीकॉप्टर से नहीं हुआ. इफ यू हैव नोटिस्ड, he has done 12 to 14 road show every day on the streets of Bihar, and रोज वो रहे. और अगर वो चुनाव लड़ने जाते तो 4 दिन ही सही होता, तो 4 दिन में 48 रोड शो हम नहीं कर पाते, कम से कम जो लिमिटेड टाइम था. एंड देखिए बिहार
I get the point that Prashant Kishore had contested. He would have been focused on one constituency, couldn't have traveled, but it was as a result a one-man show. And we have to see whether in politics that's effective enough, particularly in a complex state like Bihar. First time, first show, वो NTR ने एक बार कर दिया. Arvind Kejriwal was in a much smaller place like Delhi, but in a large state, not easy. So Prashant Kishore, is he still an X factor? We'll wait and see on Friday. But I just want to give Syed Zafar Islam, because he's been putting his hand up, 30 seconds, and then I want to go around the table on the poll of polls. Very quickly, Syed Zafar Islam, What do you wish to say now? Is there anything left to say for you?
See, no. Rajdeep, I heard this Jan Suraj Party spokesperson. I just want to tell you that in next 2 days, perhaps you will give them opportunity to speak, because I was also in Bihar, you were also in Bihar. We know exactly what was the receptiveness. And Jan Suraj Party will definitely be a non-relevant party after 2 days, but particularly I am talking about Prashant Kishore. Both politically as well as professionally, he will be done and dusted after 14th, because whatever claim he has made so far, all claims like about Nitish Kumar ji, about other things, and he said that 150 plus seats or majority he will come. Nothing is going to happen. NDA is going to form the government. We are going to win the election. We are going to have a landslide.
Sir, let me quote to you what Kashi Ram said many years ago. पहला चुनाव जो होता है हारने के लिए होता है, दूसरा हराने के लिए और तीसरा जीतने के लिए. Prashant Kishore may want to short circuit that, play T20, whether that will work.
I have better
Okay,
than
no,
this.
we'll wait and see, sir. We'll wait and see.
Okay,
Picture,
your wish.
picture अभी बाकी है.
People
You know,
here understand that.
beyond the point, exit polls must also have their limits in analysis because they are not the real polls.
David Chaudhary and Muretha Chaudhary will be done and dusted after this. Ashok Chaudhary will be done and dusted after this. Dilip Jaiswal will be done and dusted after this. We are the first one who made Palayan, Rojgar, Pravas बिहार का मुद्दा. आपका कट्टा, आपका AK-47 कुछ नहीं चला. बटोगे, कटोगे, रटोगे, डटोगे, कुछ नहीं चला इस बिहार में. एंड पूरे बिहार ने ये देखा. ये जन सुराज का विषय है कि आपको 400 से 1100, 125 यूनिट बिजली, सहिया सेविका आंगनबाड़ी जिसको लिटा लिटा के सड़कों पे आप मारा करते थे, उनका मानदेय आपने बढ़ाया. आपने चुनाव के जस्ट पहले 10,000 रुपए दिया. ये हमारा इफेक्ट है. ये जन सुराज का इफेक्ट है.
Social media.
I've heard all of you. I want to now go round the table because we have just 10 minutes left. I want to thank all my guests for joining us. We'll have plenty more with you. We have a long day ahead on Friday. But I'm going to now look as we go to the poll of polls. You wanted to make a point about Chirag Paswan, Rajat Sethi. What is it that you wanted to say?
I just want to make a point that you've been creating this bubble around Prashant Kishore for all these times, while, you know, all respect to his hard work, but there has to be a degree of how much of a bubble you want to create.
He's a social media phenomenon.
He's a media phenomenon. We all know his modus operandi, how he has been able to cultivate. But beyond that, he also see this angry young man figure that he wanted to deliberately cultivate, trying to shoot down these the journalists whomsoever he was confronting. Has a runway, fine.
No, but Rajat,
beyond a point in time,
11% in bypolls. Same man got 11% in bypolls.
कुछ नहीं है भाई, कुछ भी नहीं है.
One by one, please. One by one.
What I'm trying to say is Chirag Paswan in all your exit polls has greater vote share than Jan Suraj Party. Has Chirag Paswan, he's also a youthful leader. Have you given him an adequate
I'll
space?
tell you why.
No, you don't want to cultivate
I'll answer your question. Everyone, particularly in media, looks for someone who's new. You see, you're looking for novelty. Prashant Kishore, like him or not, offered a certain novelty to what was seen as otherwise the same bipolarity of Bihar election. He was curiosity. Mr. Chirag Paswan attracted a lot of attention in 2020 because then he was the outsider trying to capitalize on some kind of anti-incumbency. In 2025, it's Prashant. Today, Chirag Paswan is just one small element within the large NDA.
Rajdeep ji, the point is that media is always perpetually, especially Lutyens media, is looking for a white knight. And they want to drool over a white knight. The problem is that the white knight can only carry it so far. You can't literally push the white knight.
No, but Rajat, the limited point, I agree with you to a large extent, limited point. The same party, I agree with you to a large extent, but my limited point, the same party, Jan Suraj, did take 11% in bypolls.
No,
so you did think,
is one thing,
but they did.
See, bypoll, you could have a channelized focus where you could have, up the ante, and he did that.
So
but that doesn't mean, and of course he did not mean, there are multiple other factors which could have come into those bypolls as well. My point is here, you had a challenger where you could have asked much better question than क्या दिन में चाय कितनी बार पीते हैं. उससे भी अच्छे क्वेश्चंस हो सकते थे. ठीक है.
बहुत सारे पूछे गए थे.
Again, I don't want to go there.
But we are at the
बहुत सारे पूछे थे.
We are asking now, what are your big takeaways from the poll of polls? Rajat Sethi's takeaway seems to be that the Lutyens media, and I don't know, how the media is also branded entirely as Lutyens media.
You very well know it.
I have seen many people who have nothing to do with so-called Lutyens media also gushing over Prashant Kishore. So let's not go over that. He is a media phenomenon, like him or not. You see the traction he gets on social media. It doesn't reflect necessarily in the field, but that's the way it
But
is.
he's
That's
a good
one of your
start. Yeah,
takeaways.
it's a good start.
Sajan, what's your takeaway?
Yeah, three quick points. One, 3 months back, people thought that it's going to be a post-Nitish election, despite him being there, which is not the case, as per the exit polls. Two, Nitish Kumar's centrality is not about enthusiasm, but about trust. More people are trusting him. And three, Bihar is a riverine state and many parts are quarantined between two rivers, but still, Nitish Kumar is the confluence whose catchment area is bigger.
अरे वाह, ये तो बड़ी अच्छी one line आपने दे दी. But as you look at those numbers, Maria, let me put you on the spot. Now you know we projected you as Bihar ki beti. You better get this right. All those numbers I'm showing you, Axis, Matrix, today's Chanakya, Vote Vibe, JVC, P Mark, which is most likely? Which is most likely? The top end. Give me your prediction. You have looked at the poll of polls. What's your sense? What's your sense?
So I am saying that this is a farewell election to Nitish Kumar. People of Bihar have believe in gratitude, and that's what this is going to be. Nitish Kumar, JDU will be getting more than the BJP, and Tejasvi Yadav, having contested on more number of seats, will be the single largest party. But Rajdeep, the biggest takeaway from this poll will also be that there is an emergence of a new decisive demographic in Bihar, which is the Yuva, which was not the case in previous elections.
To some extent it was in 2020, but you're right. Otherwise, there is this new demographic that hopefully will cut across even caste boundaries, as indeed Mahilas seem to be doing. Yes.
For me, Bihar has been the mother of democracy. Bihar has had,
You're going back to Vaishali now.
So Vaishali, 6th century BC.
Literally.
And it's victory of democracy. So people may say vote chori. People voted and they voted in large numbers. So it's a great victory for democracy. No booth capturing, no violence, no repoll anywhere. So it's a big win for democracy, whoever comes to power.
Preeti.
Well, I'm looking at the figures on the television screen, Rajdeep, and I tend to agree with the Access My India poll, which we've spent maximum time on. I did think on ground that the NDA had an edge. I did think it was a seat-by-seat election. I did think the Yuva factor was huge, and I think I spoke to you about it when we were on ground. What I do feel, though, this is not a wave election. It's a hyper-local seat-by-seat election if these numbers hold of Access My India, and it will come down to organizational strength on ground, which I think the stamina of the Mahagathbandhan is not there to pull it through. If it is going to come down to a hyper-local seat-by-seat election, then the NDA has a clear edge and it has this election in the bag.
Stamina also includes another word, resources. But
organization.
Go ahead. Javed Ansari, your big takeaway.
So, a comeback for Nitish Kumar. A lot of us had written him off, so he's come back.
Can I ask you that you've tracked both of them, the brothers Bihari, as my friend late Sankarshan Thakur wrote a wonderful book on. What's the big difference between the brothers Bihari?
It's different, it's chalk and cheese. One is flamboyant, in your face, controversial, and has made a contribution.
Allow him to tell you that story.
Can I just a moment, just to take what Rajat said in a different context. In the 1990s, to be very honest, we all gravitated towards Lalu. We never turned towards Nitish. It was almost as if Nitish was too boring for television. Lalu was exciting television, did these interviews in his Goshala with the cows there, was full, even allowed me once to film him while he was brushing, doing his datun.
You have to ask him his Lalu story. We were a cub reporter in Bihar and he has that fun story to tell.
Controversial, polarizing. Nitish on the other hand, much calmer, more staid, less flamboyant. And after 20 years in power, I can't think of another politician. There is no anti-factor amongst, as far as Nitish is concerned. I had gone to Bihar to attend a marriage 2 weeks before the elections were declared. And this was largely even the Muslims there don't have a bad word for him. They may not vote for him.
True.
They said, itne saal raha BJP ke, but he didn't allow a Yogi Adityanath kind of situation.
As he famously said, you could, kabhi-kabhi Rajniti mein tilak bhi lagana padta hai aur topi bhi pehnni padti hai.
So yes.
But that was a Nitish Kumar of another age. I've run out 2 minutes only, Manisha.
So I think a political arena defined by the fact that a deep pro-poor governance over the years sustains a model of democracy which is upheld by the largest contingent of Majdoors in the world. Remember, the woman voter is the wife of the Palayan Majdoor who upholds the home while the man is welding, building, constructing, and making chappals and jutas. and the Yuva Varg is the children of the Palayan Mazdoor.
But no party addresses their concerns.
Of course they address it.
6,000 rupees is the per capita income of Bihar even today.
My time to speak.
Yeah, but tell me then.
The girl going to school on the cycle, the Rasoiya Didi, the Asha Didi, they are coming back. It's not the Mahila Varg enchanted by some charismatic leader, but good, deep, pro-poor governance. And remember, political ideology of the socialist matters. It is upheld even in the last innings of Lalu and Nitish.
We will have more on that and see how the, as we said, 2015 showed when they come together, they're almost unbeatable. Final word, Amitabh Tiwari. Are you confident as a pollster, or will you have 2 sleepless nights?
I mean, every pollster and all the politicians are going to have sleepless nights because Bihar has been a very unpredictable terrain for pollsters as well as politicians. See, Nitish is the central theme of this election. Whether it will be a close election like we have predicted at Vote Vibe or Access My India, or a landslide like today's Chanakya, largely depends upon the lead which the party is going to enjoy amongst the women vote. And if it's a close election, then the 12 friendly fights will come into the picture.
100%.
Okay, we'll wait and see what happens on Friday. If it's a close election, we'll have a very long night. If it is a landslide, we'll be over and done with at 11 a.m. So you decide, do you want a long night or do you want a quick fix done on Friday? Either way, this is your channel to watch. We'll have a variety of voices and we will try and ensure that we give you the most comprehensive coverage, including from all our reporters who've tracked Bihar length and breadth. To all of you there, thanks very much for joining us on this exit poll special. Jai Hind, Namaskar.